welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. David, what's up? How you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? We're live discussing the latest news about the hostages. Okay.
You're sharing it only now. This is very late. Sorry. As some may already know, I'm kind of sick, and I was already very sick when I went to the debate.
You're sick.
I was going to the debate, and I told James, "Hey, James, I'm very sick," and he said, "Hey, as long as you're not dying, just come over here. It's okay."
That's what he said.
That's not exactly what he said, but that's what it sounded like to me. So.
Yeah, you told me before the debate. You're like, oh, I don't know, I'm very sick. If I don't get better, then you'll have to take my place and debate Gnostic informant.
Yeah, but then I went, and it was awesome. But anyway, I'm kind of sick, so this might be short. But I originally wanted to talk today about a different topic, which was about the 21, being the 21 Christians, Coptic Christians who were killed by ISIS 10 years ago, and who are being commemorated as great people. And there is a film about them called The 21. That is a short film that I shared on my YouTube community tab for those who want to watch it. I was originally wanting to go live about that. However, yeah, it's 20 Coptic and 1 from Ghana. I know. But yeah, that's pretty much how people remember it. But then today, there is news breaking right now about the Israeli Bibas family. And to many people, this family will look very, very familiar because of the images of the baby's face. The little baby Kfir Bibas that was kidnapped on October 7 by Islamic terrorists. Can't say Muslim terrorists, that's kind of offensive. So I have to say Islamic terrorists. That was kidnapped on October 7. Hamas says today that they will hand over their dead bodies this weekend. That's what they're saying. Now, Israel has been keeping up their hope that these little children are not actually dead, that they are still alive. And as far as it seems right now, the Israeli government and government accounts still say, do not spread, do not believe them, do not say that they are definitely dead. Let's wait and see. We don't want to fall for psychological warfare. The thing is that Hamas has repeatedly said that these children and the baby are dead, and that they will deliver their bodies now. I'm not sure. I mean, I would of course hope that they are still alive, but it doesn't seem like that at this point. And this is incredibly important, because what Hamas says and what some pro-Hamas propagandists say at this point is that it's not Hamas's fault, or it's not the Palestinians, it's not the fault of Gazans that these children are dead. It's the fault of Israel, or they might have died in Israeli airstrikes. It's all just so messed up beyond belief. And we will get into it in a minute. You might remember his face from this photo, which was widely shared in Israel, by Israelis, by others, by allies around the world. This is Kfir Bibas, a little baby that was taken hostage by Palestinians on October 7. And think about it, this little baby is not just a little baby that is a civilian casualty. It's not a baby that got in the way of fighting, that they accidentally target, that they accidentally killed, that they accidentally injured, that they accidentally kidnapped. What actually happened here in this case is that these people who on October 7, the so-called Palestinians on October 7, who came into Israel, went and deliberately kidnapped this little baby. that was at the time 9 months old. 9 months. 9 months old. They actually took a 9-month-old little baby together with their with the family. So with the older sister, who was at that time 4 years old. The sister's name is Ariel, and also their parents. Shiri and Yarden. Yarden was recently released. Shiri is the mother, who is allegedly also dead. So all three of them are dead. They were killed. They were captured and killed by Palestinian terrorists. And of course, now you will have some people come in here and say, oh no, it's actually not their fault. It's actually Israel's fault. I can't even begin to express how sick, how twisted, and how messed up this idea is. Think about it. There are some. It could actually be that this family was murdered as a result of back and forth fighting and shooting and airstrikes. Everything could be. It could be that these so-called Palestinians actually executed this entire family and shot these little children with their parents, with their mother. It could be that they died under some different circumstances. It could be that it was an airstrike aimed at terrorists that actually killed them. Oh, Ariel is a boy. Okay, yeah. It doesn't matter how they died. What matters here is that these terrorists took them as hostages. Now, imagine this scenario, right? Somebody comes and takes your children as hostage and hides them in their own place and then starts firing at you from that place. You don't know where your children are. In the middle of the firing back and forth, somehow, it doesn't matter how, these children die. Whose fault is it now that these children are dead? It doesn't matter at all how these children die. Whose fault is it that these children are dead? It's the fault of those who kidnapped the children, the fault of those who actually took those children, the fault of those who actually decided to use these children as for negotiations, for politics. So I don't know. They're allegedly dead, and their bodies are supposed to be delivered later this week. There are some things that we need to talk about here. Some people say, oh, this is Hamas. It's not just Hamas. You have, for example, here, Emmanuel Macron jump in, Shiri, Kfir, Ariel, faces of innocence and love, faces of an eternal humanity that the barbarism of Hamas will never abolish. France, mobilized for the liberation of all hostages, stands with Yarden and the Bibas family in universal brotherhood. Get the hell out of here, man. This guy actually took punitive action against Israel and spoke in favor of so-called Palestinian, freedom and statehood and so on. These children, this family was not taken hostage by Hamas. They were taken hostage by regular Palestinians. Their death is not just caused by Hamas. Their death is caused by regular Palestinians. These actions were not just taken with the approval of Hamas. They were taken with the approval of the majority of the so-called Palestinian population. They were all in on it. They approved of it. Here you have footage. Let's have some footage here. Here we see footage of this family being taken and captured. What do you see here? Do you see here Hamas fighters in Hamas uniform Well, you see just regular Palestinians here. Just regular Palestinians walking with them. So-called Palestinians. You had people in civilian clothing attacking them and capturing them. It wasn't just Hamas terrorists dressed as Hamas terrorists coming and capturing them. These are the children. Same footage, and so on. Here is a post by Kosher saying, please read, it's important. It wasn't just Hamas that kidnapped the Bibas family. Shiri and her two baby boys, for some reason I was under the impression that one of them is a girl. Baby boys were kidnapped by regular Gazans, see images below, and then last seen on CCTV being handed over by the Gazans to a jihadist group called Kataib al-Mujahideen. Yarden was beaten bloody by a huge crowd of regular Gazans and taken on a motorbike after his wife and two baby boys were carted off to Gaza. See video below. Let's look at those quickly here. So you have here a female, Quds News Network says, a female Israeli settler along with her children have been captured and brought to the Gaza Strip by Palestinian freedom fighters. They just report about this like it's a normal thing. Freedom fighters captured a female Israeli settler along with her little baby and little child and took them to Gaza for the sake of freedom. That's all it is, right? It's all just that's all it is. It's just all for the sake of fighting for freedom. So here you have they were handed over by Gazans to a jihadist group called Kataib al-Mujahideen. This is the video in question. Palestinian media called the people committing this atrocity freedom fighters, and other Palestinian propaganda outlets accounts have called this innocent and beautiful family prisoners of war. This is the father, Yarden Bibas. He was beaten by a mob of Palestinians. It isn't just the elected Hamas government that have led us to where we are right now. There is a much wider, much more embedded jihadist mentality amongst Palestinian society in general. There is no denying that anymore, I'm afraid. You've seen the crowds at the hostage releases over the past few weeks. The children being given automatic weapons to hold by masked Hamas terrorists. That mentality, what led to the Bibas family and many other families being torn apart. For example, children like the Simon Tov kids being burned alive with their parents. I'll put their story in the comment thread. Whatever the outcomes with the hostage body releases, this goes further than just Hamas. Right now, all we can do is pray. My heart goes out to every hostage family during this really difficult time. Please try to respect them and do not spread rumors or anything that has not been verified by Israel. And this is another report about a family that was burned alive by the very same people. Here are further high-resolution images of the father in question, Yarden Bibas, the father of these two children, being beaten up and then carried away as hostage by what appears to be regular Palestinian civilians. These don't look like a bunch of militants in uniform. These are regular Palestinian civilians. So-called Palestinian civilians, so-called Gazan civilians. There's also, of course, the other detail here, which is when you go back to the aftermath of October 7 and look at how many among them actually approved of the actions of October 7, you can find that the majority of them approved of it. I posted this earlier. The Palestinian Center for Policy and Survey Research, which is PCP Survey Research, says October the 7th and the war in Gaza, when Palestinians were asked about what they think about this, 72% of the public believe that Hamas's decision to launch the October 7 attack was correct. So there are some people who go around claiming that that it is just Hamas that is in charge, and Hamas is doing these atrocities. The civilian population has nothing to do with it. In fact, the civilian population itself is oppressed. We have seen videos of people of Gazans going around and saying, "No, no, no, we are against Hamas. We are being oppressed," and so on and so on. That's of course a very, very easy thing to say when you are being destroyed and bombed and crushed, and then being interviewed by the other side. When they were asked by their own surveyors, 72% of them believed it was good for their terrorists to go and carry out these terrorist attacks, to go and rape and burn and kill and capture babies and capture children and so on. There is no going back from this. These people can't just go around now and say, "Oh, well, we didn't know the details." It was all very clear. It was all very, very clear. David, 72% of them, when asked, believed that October 7 was justified or was a correct thing to do.
Well, there's an island in the Pacific for those 72%.
Maybe they should go and face 72 virgins instead. I don't know. The thing is, of course, when we talk about, or we can send them to the island of Sodor. I don't know. So when we talk about 72% of these people actually approving of October
72. You're about to say 72 virgins.
I know, I was about to say 72 virgins. When we talk about 72% agreeing with October 7, of course, there are some who say, well, at least it's not 100%. Or there are still 28% who don't agree. I don't really know what the 28% actually think. Maybe they're just as messed up, but they just think that October 7 wasn't a smart thing to do. Who knows? But at least 72% here think that it was a good thing to do. I think that there is too great of a risk to even let these people still continue to stay where they are. They should be gone. They should go away. They have overstayed their welcome. They have overstayed their right to live in that place. They should go and live somewhere far, far, far away. Far away. Maybe in Greenland, maybe in Antarctica, maybe somewhere else. I don't know. On Mars, not sure. But these people are obviously sick. They're obviously messed up. How sick can you be that this is basically what you stand for? They complain about how Gaza was beautiful before the war. But apparently it was so bad that they justified going out and raping and killing and murdering and burning and torturing and taking hostage and so on. This is a good recommendation. Pakistan. I think they should all go to Pakistan. That's good. That's what is happening. Now, the reports from the response from Israel is still that nobody should be sharing this as if it is true. I don't want to be as sensitive and abide by it. I want to talk about it as if it is completely true. Because I don't see a reason why Hamas would at this point just make this up. It wasn't even in the hands of Hamas, honestly. Hamas just opened the gates and let people left and right flood into Israel with them. So Hamas, together with other terrorist organizations and with civilians together, killed people and took others as hostage. It was then civilians who came in here and who took this family as hostages and handed them over to other fellow terrorists. They're all terrorists. Anybody who engaged in this is a terrorist, and they all deserve death, to be very honest. I don't think that they deserve any less. So this is what is there to what there is to say. That is what there is to say. It was first CNN today that reported this once again as news. CNN reports Hamas plans to release the bodies of Shiri Bibas and her two young children, Ariel and Kfir, this Thursday. All three were alive when they were kidnapped. They were all alive. They are dead, as far as they claim. The family made a statement and said, in the past few hours, we have been in turmoil following Hamas spokesperson's announcement about the planned return of our Shiri, Ariel, and Kfir this Thursday. Okay, it's supposed to be on Thursday. As part of the hostages remains release phase. We want to make it clear that while we are aware of these reports, we have not received any official confirmation regarding this matter. Until we receive definitive confirmation, our journey is not over. We ask the media and the public to respect our privacy and refrain from contacting us about this matter. So the family is still not acknowledging it. They're still saying we don't want to confirm that they are actually dead, but this is just something that the family asks for, which is why the government of Israel also abides by this. They just ask for nobody to spread this idea that they are dead until there is official confirmation from Israel itself. So, yeah, we will see. We will see. But in my opinion, once it is fully confirmed and their dead bodies are released, everyone should be confronted with the very, very clear fact that we are dealing with an entire population that finds it completely acceptable to take little babies as hostages and use them for negotiations, and to then kill them and deliver their dead bodies while still talking about freedom and still talking about peace and still talking about resistance. You know, there was until this war happened, there were these parts in the Bible that some people have problems with, that they have problems with processing sometimes, or understanding or tolerating, that are really, really harsh about certain populations and what to do with them. Until this war, I didn't really know what to think about some of those Bible passages, to be very honest. After this war, covering this war, following this war closely, I understand very, very much certain parts in the Bible where certain populations or certain people are, because of their repeated aggressions and repeated evil, are treated in the harshest way as a punishment. I fully understand it. Of course, David doesn't agree with that because he thinks, oh, you're a psychopath. Why would you say that?
You do sound pretty psycho quite a bit of the time.
Yeah. What do you think about that, David?
You mean the connection to the Bible?
No,
there is the connection to the Bible. I was told years ago by don't know if I should share his name, but he's someone who took in troubled. Him and his wife would try to take care of troubled youth that no one else wanted. And they always did this. They always did this for years. And he said, what you find out is that some people are just messed up, and you try to help them all you want, and all they're going to do is messed up stuff. And so anyway, so he was pointing out that this idea we all have that, everyone can be fixed, or all these problems can be fixed, and so on. He's saying nope, and he's saying that you can have entire populations that are raised to be really messed up, and he's saying you can't snap them out of it. You can't snap them out of it. And what he's saying, so think about this, applying this to Gaza. I mean, you're talking little kids are raised all their lives to be nothing but terrorists. And you can even see when you occasionally, very rarely, one of them snaps out of it, like Masab Hassan Yusuf, you could still say that guy's messed up, right? Glad he's on our side, glad about the work he's doing, but you could tell his childhood traumatized him permanently.
Yes.
But yeah, that is the situation. Like, we're going to have this ongoing problem of people thinking, oh, we'll just toss a bunch more aid in there and we'll just do this and we'll just do that. You are not fixing that. You're not fixing that population. You're not. And that's why, that's why I'm in, do something extreme, put them on an island somewhere, even make it nice, but you have a population that cannot live peacefully beside anyone else. And you even have the Muslim world that understands this. That's why they build a huge wall in between them and Egypt. The Muslim world understands these people are nuts, even by the standards of jihadis. And so what do you do with that stuff?
What you do with that stuff?
But I mean, think about that. You had these guys and just the regular civilians apparently will go, hey, let's round up all these kids and wife and then of course they all die. And what are these people saying? We'll do it again in a heartbeat. We will do it again. We want to do it again. We're going to keep doing it again. And Israel has to live with these guys literally on the other side of a fence. There's a fence there. There's a fence there, and these guys are on the other side of the fence. And Israel's the bad guys.
Israel is the totally bad guy here, of course. Always the bad guy. Always the bad guy. Israel is always the bad guy. Always the bad guy. Always the bad guy. Just want to put this out here. Here's a unrelated picture of the first and only Palestinian Arab leader, Ryan Gosling, gathering with none other than Adolf Hitler to together have a conversation and make plans of eradicating the Jews. Yes, this is actually what happened. In the early 1940s, the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, Ryan Gosling, aka Hajj Amin al-Husseini, met with Adolf Hitler, who then promised him that they will together eradicate the Jews in Arabia. That's what happened. The spirit has been always the same. Of course, they always make excuses. They always say, no, it's because of what Israel is doing. It's because of what the Zion. It's because of what the Jews are doing. But some people just don't get it.
Loud and proud, Melbourne is ours. Melbourne is ours. Australia is ours. The world is ours.
Here you have a terrorist saying Melbourne is ours and Australia is ours and the world is ours.
If only someone had warned them.
Why didn't anybody say anything, man?
Yeah, why did no one say anything about what this ideology actually calls for?
So you have lunatics like this here, which is why I always think Britain is far gone, man. So far gone.
From the top, okay? Okay, I'm not supporting a prescribed org, etc., or the above, so don't come for me, especially the Met Police and UK Police. I know you're not a racist, but we have to take this from the top, okay? A full graduation ceremony for the prisoners of war. That's why they came out, wearing their military uniform, because every settler is a soldier unless exempt. So look at them. Look at how they're smiling. Okay, take notice. Take notice of the banner. Can you see what it says? Just pay attention. The magic is in the details. Next up, we have Mr. P.I.J. there. Do you know what he's holding? That's called a Caval rifle. It's used by the IRF. How did you get that, my guy? How did you get that? Now I'm going to be happy looking at that. We have goodie bags.
What's wrong with this woman? I'm playing this clip just not because this woman is some crazy woman who just happens to make a video. For those who don't know, this woman is actually a doctor in the UK.
Again? What's in them? The certificates of graduation. That is not in this way. I urge you all to remember this moment. I urge you. I also took the liberty of translating the bottom part. They also get Hebrew because obviously, the settlers, they are indigenous, so they, don't speak Arabic like every single other person in every single country in the region.
I want to highlight one thing here. So this person here, who looks like an absolutely crazy lunatic witch or bitch, who is also wearing a necklace that is supposed to be Palestine, with her crazy hair, is standing here and doing a pro-Palestine propaganda video in a completely crazy, weird way, and then talking and praising Hamas and praising Palestinian Islamic Jihad and praising Palestinian terrorists. She stands here in the UK proudly, knowing that nothing will happen to her. She will not be prosecuted or anything, despite praising proscribed terrorist organizations. While if you burn a Quran, you will be arrested and taken to prison. She's actually so dumb, which is, I have so many questions. She's so dumb that she actually talks about Israelis and says that Israelis, of course, are indigenous, and they can't even speak the Arabic language, which every indigenous population there speaks. This is so beyond retarded. David, is Arabic the native language of all the native people in the Middle East?
No. That's what you had from the spread of Islam, which came long after Israel.
In fact, let me see. I'm sure there should be a graph or something. Somebody must have made that. If you wanted to look at all the languages that exist throughout the Middle East, you could find quite a mix there, including indigenous languages belonging to different indigenous populations. Well, here's one that I found. I don't think this is even exhaustive or good enough, but let's see what do we have here. So you have Armenian, you have, of course, what is this? What colors are they even here? Oh, that's down here. Okay. So you have Arabic, you have Hebrew, you have Assyrian, Syriac, Aramaic, different languages marked by different colors. They're all spread across this place. There are Iranian languages, part of them Kurdish languages, and so on. There are little bits and pieces and spreads of Assyrian, Syriac languages. There's Arabic all over the place, spread all over, like somebody urinated over the entire place and forgot to clean up. Like somebody took a golden shower here over the Middle East, which is why it has all become kind of, there are lots of spots of yellow. If you're going to pee all over this place, at least clean up, man. At least clean up. Don't leave it like this. They peed all over this place, kept it all yellow. They're all stains now. Nobody cleaned, nobody wiped it, nobody did anything about it. They peed all over the place. That's how it turned. That's how Arabic turned into a common language throughout this entire place. Before they peed all over this place, Arabic was not the common language of all of these people over here. But what do? When the Muslims came, they started urinating because...
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
They came here, they started urinating, taking over this whole place, enforcing Arabic and Islamic upon everyone else, which is why people started speaking Arabic. Now you have entire populations here that are indigenous to these places, that are Assyrian populations, very, very much known, that popularly speak Arabic, despite the fact that Arabic is not their native language. You have other populations in this place that don't speak Arabic as their native language, but they have now adopted Arabic as their proper first language. This is what happens. The Hebrew people, the Israeli people, who have reestablished their language as their main language after 2,000 years, speak the language that was also spoken here thousands of years ago, and that is very, very much native to this place. What in the world is this imbecile even thinking, that she makes fun of these people for speaking the language of the Bible and then mocks them for not being native to this place? How dumb can you be? Seriously. What do you want them to speak? The language of those who peed all over the place? No. Stupid.
Speaks Arabic because we're not indigenous, but they can't speak Arabic, so they get Hebrew. So I've translated it. The audacity of the resistance, I mean. And did you clock 2 flags, the same flags, because we don't acknowledge the occupation. Our people.
Yes, instead you use a flag that was actually designed by the British as a colonization project. Fantastic, good job.
Hostages to come out of these dungeons waiting. It will be shown. You'll be shown that it's fake. So Speaking of Zios, if you don't want to come after me, as you have, and deprive the British people of a British educated and trained doctor, then for goodness sake, just at least spell my name right. I want my.
Look here, she proudly and happily shows her name, which is Rahma Al-Adwan from the University of Liverpool. People actually Googled her, and you can find that she's a registered doctor who practices in the UK.
Complete freaking lunatic, man.
This is a lunatic, a doctor, who is actually a practicing doctor in the UK. You know what's going to happen to her for praising terrorists and playing their music and glorifying them? Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen at all. Nothing will happen.
Of course not. It'd be Islamophobic.
But go say something disrespectful about Islam, and you will quickly find yourself at odds with the law. It's because the United Kingdom has become an entire country of sellout cuckolds, as they say. A ridiculously laughable, stupid country. A ridiculously laughable, stupid nation of morons who sit by as their own people are molested and taken to prison when they voice their opinions. But this crazy witch here can praise terrorists and nothing happens. Because British people don't even have the balls to stand up for themselves or to stand up to terrorists who come and bully them. United cuckold. Man. Yeah. Anyway. This is a very funny live stream. Bitter Truth. Hi, David. Are you willing to debate me on God creation versus evolution?
No idea who you are, so probably not.
Get the hell out of here!
Michelle B says, the 21 film is excellent. Highly recommend. Prayers for the Bibas family and all of Israel. Lord have mercy. Thanks, guys, for presenting truth. Thank you. I appreciate it, Michelle. Tezbot says, wasn't it ordinary Palestinian civilians who kidnapped them? It was indeed. It was indeed. And Tezbot, since you made a super chat, when I say that the United Kingdom has become a nation of a bunch of morons and losers, I don't mean you, but only because you made a super chat. So, Zam Palm Tree. This is that one Jewish girl. My YouTube channel got banned since I made a parody. So pissed. Really? What the heck? Which parody was that? Message me.
Yeah, and fight. Go ahead and fight that. Sometimes, I mean,
fight.
YouTube is really quick to ban stuff if you fight hard enough. Most of the time, you can get your stuff back and restored. But you got to kind of go. And oddly enough, Twitter is actually the best place to get a hold of them, to actually where someone will actually do something. The best place for actually getting YouTube to do something is going after them on X and getting their attention and saying, hey, fix this.
That's true. Do that. Here's another hostage, by the way, taken on October 7th from the festival site. Hersh Goldberg. He was executed. He was killed when news arrived, apparently, that the IDF was closing in and possibly freeing hostages. They executed him and others. Tez was sent last message too soon. Good. Bitter Truth. David, are you willing to debate on God's existence?
Get the hell out of here!
I've done multiple debates on God's existence, and yes, I am willing to debate on God's existence. Just, again, I have no clue who you are, so probably not.
David told me in private that he's actually scared of having debates about God's existence.
Terrified!
He said to me, as a psychopath, I don't usually feel fear, but the only thing that I'm afraid of is how to have debates about the existence of God. Marie Elena Cambria made a super chat. Thank you so much, Marie. Appreciate it very, very much. Zam Palm Tree, that one Jewish girl. Was it that one Jewish girl? Unfortunately, EA told me that they were accidentally killed in shelling during a transfer between Hamas and PIJ, which the IDF mistakenly targeted without knowing the family was there. As said, no, it doesn't even matter what happened to them. It doesn't matter how they died. In either case, it is 100% the fault of the Palestinians. 100%. There's not even a discussion. 100%. What animal takes a baby hostage? What animal takes children hostage and negotiates?
Yeah, see, the really screwed up part is, one, you know what you're doing, right? You know when you're killing a bunch of Israelis and then taking a bunch of hostages, you know the retaliation is coming. And so when you decide, hey, we're going to take a baby, you're basically saying we're going to take this baby into a war zone.
Yeah.
Knowing that we may not be able to actually keep this baby alive here.
Yeah. And then you have, of course, bastards like this guy here, Jackson Hinkle, sitting down and meeting up with Hamas terrorists.
I think that is a perfect note to leave off on. So, Dr. Bassem Naim, thank you so much. Please. And I just got to say that as an American, I am, of course, appalled by what my government is doing. And the Palestinians and you have my full support and the support of many Americans. The tide is shifting, and we just love you guys.
The tide is shifting? What planet is this guy on?
The tide is not shifting. Most Americans hate Islamic terrorists, and most Americans actually still support Israel. There's pretty much no change.
And the incredibly vast majority of Americans would listen to either one of these guys and say these guys are the biggest scumbags on the planet.
Yes.
Either one of them.
Yes. And I hope that the American government actually also starts changing things to it and prosecutes people like this as traitors who collaborate with terrorist organizations and with the enemy.
Yeah, there are charges for supporting a foreign terrorist organization.
Yeah.
By the way, we have observed this.
We have observed. Go kill.
Me and my friend Nick Fuentes. I can't even tell the difference between this dude.
I ate a mouthful of camel poop with camel pee this morning. Later today, I'm going to have sex with my goat. My goat is waiting for me. I can't wait to hear my goat scream. Make my goat scream and then eat its poop. That's what we do over here.
Yeah. Some people don't know. Look at this. I saw this earlier. Kosher says the BBC have done it again. Here, the 11-year-old Palestinian boy blames the Jews, not Israelis. The word Yahud is Arabic for Jew, but the BBC has changed the subtitles. Look at this. They're making
if they change it to Zionists or something like that, they're messed up. Let's see.
Look at this. They make a documentary reporting this kid who actually talks about Israel has destroyed everything we have, and Hamas did too. But here's the thing.
It didn't say Israelis, it said Jews.
The kid is here saying the Yahud, which means Jews. So let's listen to this again. We were happy, but the Yahud destroyed everything, and Hamas too. He says the Yahud, and BBC is like, did he just say Jews? Oh, that's unacceptable. We no. Change this to Israelis. Israelis, innit?
Should have gone all the way and changed it to Zionists. We were happy, but the Zionists destroyed everything, and so did Hamas.
This is how the BBC and other organizations and Western news and others in general just stick up for those Jew-hating people, and they always have to come and correct them. They're like, oh, did they just say they want to kill all Jews? Oh, no. They don't mean that. What they actually mean is that they want to defeat Israel. Scum. Absolute scum. Earlier, this happened. This was kind of funny. So, Hamas supporters went to an event in Brooklyn at a synagogue and started protesting and antagonizing and fighting Orthodox Jews. And the Jews this time started fighting back. And the police came in to put an end to it. But the police also quickly realized that the Palestinians are, as always, the troublemakers. Who is screaming like that? I'm just wondering what the screaming is all about. They actually attacked a synagogue. There was some footage where they are. Oh yeah, here. Wait, what's this? No, there was one interesting footage where somebody is being punched in the face. It was kind of cool.
It is a bad guy, right?
Did you see that?
Terrorist!
Did you see that?
Get out of here! Terrorist! Terrorist! Terrorist out of here! Yo! Terrorist out of here! Terrorist out of here! Terrorist! I set your Quran on fire, bitch!
Whoa! Hey, those Jews go hard, man. You guys catch that? He said, I'll set your Quran on fire.
He's not having it anymore, man.
I set your Quran on fire, bitch!
He got a big smile on his face, dude.
Relax.
So yeah, interesting stuff going on. They're fighting back now. It's kind of interesting, you know. He actually said, "I set your Quran on fire."
Nice. Hey, you should message that too. Be like, hey, man, you want to have a little party?
It is totally based.
Whoever that guy is, it would be very nice if I received a message from that guy so I could send him a Quran as a gift. Anyway, Zam Palm Tree, and yet Ireland, Arctic Base says, and yet Ireland, Norway, and Spain rewarded these monsters by recognizing the so-called state of Palestine. Yeah, no such state should ever exist. It should never exist, ever. It can exist on Mars. I don't know. I heard that NASA says that there is a 3% possibility that an asteroid is going to hit Earth in 10 years or so. Maybe they could send those people to defend the planet against the asteroid. I don't know. Sivako said it's Hamas, not the Palestinians. Funny, no one asks where the Hamas terrorists come from. China, South Africa. Hamas is Palestine. That's basically what it is, yes. Sarayev, don't send them to Pakistan. Too easy to go to UK. This is true. Well, this is why I was going to say the UK should close their borders, but the UK is too stupid at this point. Annabelle, since all the boxers are fleeing South Africa and the Gov there are so concerned about the Palestinians, they should offer them asylum. Turkey is a good option too. We don't need them next door. That'd be a good idea. They should all go to Turkey. It's a really stupid country anyway. Vincent Khatibi, some Gazans call themselves Canaanites because they're retarded. Good Salt says, is it true that there will be free bacon egg rolls handed out at Speaker's Corner between 27 February and 29th March? Halal bacon. Is this true, David?
Mm-hmm.
Good. That one Jewish girl said, just noticed Abu Ubaidah got that cake, NGL. A Razor's Edge Shaving made a super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Definitely need to audit medical workers who support Hamas. That's true.
That's completely serious, guys. You've got all these the nurses and doctors, if they want to do some damage that would probably not be detected, they know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you have people like this is pretty creepy.
That's a good suggestion, Ephraim. John Lennon says she's so dumb she takes an hour to make a minute to make minute rice. That's funny. Ida Rogozin, what's up, Ida? Ida is based. It is all very horrible. It's true. John Lennon, the Middle East gets covered in semen stains, much like their prophet. You see, this is proof. Actually, it's
talking about that map.
It's urine, actually.
That was pee.
Yeah, it's pee. Eunuch Petsu, Islamists are believing that they're doing God's work while they're doing.
Isn't it funny? It's like if you look at Dawa, it's all lies. Like everything they say is a lie. And then what the jihadis do, everything is like kill and rape and kill and rape and kill and rape. So you got this big ideology. It's like lie, kill and rape, lie, kill and rape, lie, kill and rape. And oh, you see, this is the true religion. It's like, how do you not realize that you are absolutely following Satan in all this? Weird stuff.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Le Petit Chris says, did you see the imams soon to speak in UK? GBN showed some appalling excerpts in their video on the murdered gay imam. Also, David Wood banned from Canada?
Mm-hmm. Canada does not like D. Wood.
Well, soon it's going to be part of the United States anyway, so then you can go there.
Yeah. If we annex it, then I'll be able to go there.
Yep. Avi Ginuth, what's up, Avi? I will tell you this, from my conversation with other Jews and Israelis, the public sentiment has turned Gaza into a sheet of glass. Camille says nothing but makes a super chat. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Hobocop says, it must be a huge shock to the system for Muslims who are so used to being protected and coddled to face consequences for their actions. They should face more. Arctic Based says, Jerry Seinfeld, I don't really care much about Palestine. Did you see that, David?
Yep. That's pretty based. That's what happens if you get Seinfeld money, right? He probably wouldn't be able to do that if he were still on the air, but yep, he could do that now.
That was
I'm not going to curse, but they call that FU money. That's what they call it. You get to a point. It's like J.K. Rowling, right? J.K. Rowling. If when she was coming out with Harry Potter, she couldn't have said the things that she wants to say. Now she's like, what, a billionaire? And she can say whatever she wants. And Seinfeld's like that. The man can say whatever he wants, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't hurt the man. You can whine about the man. You can't hurt the man. And why? Even when we hear him say something like that, we all like him because we all saw him on Seinfeld. You little dork, we don't like you and we don't know you. So we're totally cool with Seinfeld. He has enough cool points where you can whine about him all you want. You're not hurting him ever. Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you've seen him, AP, all these little clips where the Free Palestine people would show up to his comedy, his comedy acts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll start yelling stuff. And he's like, oh, you don't like Jews, huh? And yet you paid money that goes to a Jew.
I want to see that. First, I want to watch this, and then I want to see that as well.
Jerry, can I get a selfie? Sure. Free Palestine! Maybe? I don't care about Palestine. That's sad.
I don't care about Palestine.
I mean, can you imagine you run into Jerry Seinfeld of Seinfeld fame, the man who had the TV show that is recognized as the greatest TV show of all time. That's not my view, but that's what it got voted. The greatest sitcom of all time. You get a chance and you're like, Free Palestine, you idiot. And then he burns you up.
I don't really care.
I don't really care.
This is just beautiful.
Jerry, can I get a selfie? Sure. Free Palestine! Maybe? I don't care about Palestine.
He burned you up. And you got all these people enraged. It's like, guys, think of all the places in the world. He's like, oh, how can you not care about Palestine? The poor people. Guys, there are suffering people in a lot of places. And there are some really messed up things going on in the world. Why should we be fixated and only be concerned about the place where they literally raise babies to become terrorists and they kidnap babies? Like, why? Why would that be? Oh, yes, this is the one we have to worry about. This is the one we have to worry about freeing. That's what he means when he says, I don't care about Palestine, because the guy's going free Palestine. Yes, I'm Jerry Seinfeld. I'm gonna say free Palestine so we can have this giant terrorist base here. Come on, idiots. Man.
Draco Derry says Apostate Prophet was never a Muslim. Well, neither was your mom, and I would know. So,
in your face, Draco. Tell that to your mama.
So.
Here's the other thing I think you need to go back and tell who's ever running your organization. We just gave more money to a Jew. That cannot be a good plan for you. That's not what you want. That's the whole problem. You got to come up with a better plan.
It is funny because it's like you'd think that's commonsensical, right? It's like, hey, we want to do something. Okay, what are we gonna do? I know. Let's pay $300 per ticket to go to the Jerry Seinfeld thing, and so to give him money, and then we'll yell something, and then he'll make fun of us, and the audience will laugh at us. We accomplished nothing. We look stupid, and we put money in his pockets. Yes, this is our brilliant plan. And you guys wonder why you just suck and lose every time.
Man. That's what happens. Kay Leafy said, "It's very serious with the doctors. I mean, I'm kind of cautious now. If the doctor's name is Arabic, I will not go just in case." I don't know who this just in case is that everyone always mentions, but I can understand this concern. I mean,
no, seriously. I mean, imagine your last name is Goldberg or something like this. You go to the doctor, and then there's, your doctor is Muhammad Abdullah. And guess what? Muhammad Abdullah may be the best, nicest doctor in the world, but we know because we've seen the videos that there are doctors and nurses who are saying, well, yeah, if I can take out some Jews, I'm going to take out some Jews. It's like, you don't know.
Yeah. This is true. Vinny the Pooh said FCKHMS. This is very rude. And you know what's funny? So last time, when I was getting back from Germany, so I was wearing this. I'm wearing this, and I'm getting back, entering the US, and the officer at the passport entry, he's like, he was a fun guy. He was like unnecessarily funny, and an unnecessarily.
Oh, I thought you meant like a fungus.
No, he was in an unnecessarily funny attitude.
He's a fun guy.
So,
what, like a mushroom? The guy's like a mushroom.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
So,
sorry about that. Go ahead.
So he's like, so where are you coming from? I'm like, oh, from Germany. He's like, why were you there? Just recording things and all that. And he looks at me and he's like, let me guess, you work for FC. What is FCKHM? Oh. What? Wait. He goes like that. I'm like, it's Hamas. And he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then he starts like grinning, and he goes to me and looks at me. You know what? It would really piss me off if another terrorist organization came and started naming themselves after, I don't know, falafels. What's next? Shawarma. That's ridiculous.
He's thinking hummus.
Yes.
That guy's funny.
Like terrible joke, but good attitude. So it was good to enter the US on such a note.
Hey, you should try and get one of those personalized license plates.
I should.
And see if you can get that on it.
Yeah, I should.
They don't allow certain things, but sometimes they just don't catch it, and you actually get them.
Yeah, that'll be funny.
I had as my first personalized license plate when I was 18. Back the F up.
That's very rude. Very, very rude. Ray, if the religion of peace keeps us up, AP, Daily Wire, and Robert Spencer will have to stream 24/7. Most likely, that's what it looks like.
That's actually a serious concern, because we're looking around and we're looking at the collapse of Dawa. We're looking at these guys scared to debate, and we know they're on the run. We know they're in panic mode. But when they're in panic mode, they dial up things. They dial up the aggression and the violence and so on. So this, as much as this is 2025 is going to be a really bad year for Dawa, worse than last year. There's probably going to be a significant amount of terrorist attacks and violence all year long.
This is true. That's true. Taro Touch says veganism is good. I don't really care. Taro.
Look at that. Have you guys heard about the recent events from India's Got Latent? If not, please do. And what happened was Tarun got on stage and started yelling, "Veganism for life! Veganism for life! All of us must be vegans!"
I haven't heard anything about India Got Talent, but it's probably
latent.
Something about veganism or cows, which is why I probably haven't heard of it. But whatever it is, just tell me what it is that happened on India's Got Latent. But thank you, as always, Tarun. GG Riders, AP, it's painful staring into abyss of evil beyond words. I'm not religious per se, but ask God to protect your heart and soul, give you strength. Thank you. Thank you. I know it is.
I didn't see anything that popped up as a news story about India's Got Latent.
Yeah,
I'll check on Twitter.
I googled India's Got Latent, but it corrects it to talent, which doesn't make sense. So, oh wait, it does. Wait a minute, India's Got Latent is actually a thing. That's funny. I have no idea. Okay, all right. It is true, GG Rider, and I don't know. Maybe I am praying. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, David. Anything else?
India's Got Latent.
Anything else, David?
What about what?
Anything else before we leave?
You barely scratched the surface, man. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Long story short, Islam screwed up. Got a lot of work cut out for us. Keep going hard, everyone. Keep going hard.
Islam sucks. I wanted to keep it today very, very short, and I think I just want to leave now because I feel very sick already, and I feel like I'm going to make myself even more sick. So, as always, remember, when it comes to Islamic terrorism, they're not like us. Keep this in mind. They're not like us. All right, thanks everybody for watching. This is a short one today. We're both sick, but I'm sicker.
You're sick. You're sick.
And as always, thanks everybody for watching. Hope to return to longer live streams and go 3 hours and 4 hours and 5 hours. Until then, as always. And for those who don't speak goat, here comes the translation from the goat himself. He looks kind of like a goat.
Stay away from Islam.